Hi, it's Stacie Tatera, the Milwaukee medium, and today is Monday, June the 25th, and I will be doing your weekly angel oracle card reading. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Beautiful weather here in the Milwaukee area. Lots of fun things going on now that we're moving into the summer season. I hope all of you had a great weekend and that your Monday is starting out well. Really very clear messages about what deck wanted to speak with us this week, and we are approaching a full moon. And really, for a lot of clients that I've been seeing, conversations with friends, the energy has been a little intense as of late. And I think part of that, what we're seeing, is that we're really being asked to change old patterns and habits. Things that we're doing that do not serve our highest good anymore. And for many of us, it's been some big stuff, some big changes, and it's all very good. It's the energy, universe, spirit, God's way of saying, we need to get you to a higher vibration, a space that allows more joy and happiness in your life. And seeing that theme very consistently. And it's not uncommon, and I've talked about this before in the readings that we do each week, that we do experience themes. There are certain emotional topics that are kind of at the forefront because that's what needs to be dealt with at this time. And that's what we're seeing very much right now. And the other thing, and I posted a little bit about this on my Facebook page, is we're going into retrograde and eclipse season. And because of that, again, the energies tend to be a little bit more intense, a little bit more noticeable. People are feeling things physically, even sometimes. Last week I had made a post that if you're feeling a little irritable and you're wanting to sleep more and you're craving foods, especially sugar and things that aren't necessarily good for us, that's kind of what that energy was drawing us to do. And so when you're mindful and aware of it, it helps us to be better prepared. So these readings are also meant to really accompany that and allow us to get some insights on how to manage what's going on in our lives, because we all have a lot of similarities, but we each have our own situations and circumstances, and that's what these messages are here to help us with. So the first card that comes up is Kuan Yin. And so I wanted to let you know I'm using Kyle Gray Keepers of the Light card, or card deck, and I love this deck. I really enjoy Kyle's work. I have all my books next to me. So I have told a lot of people about this book. It's called Light Warrior by Kyle Gray. I love this book very much. If you're looking to connect to yourself spiritually, wanting to get more connected to your own energy, come from a love space, this book is great. It explains a lot, gives you ideas on meditation, how to manifest, things like that. So I really do highly recommend Kyle's book. He has several books, but this is the one I'm actually almost done. And then this has been recommended, and I have not read this, The Disappearance of the Universe. This has been recommended to me a couple times in the last few weeks. So for me, when a book or a title comes into my space, into my awareness several times, I'm like, okay, I need to read this book. So I'll let you know how that one is, but I hear it's wonderful. So first card, Kuan Yin, Care and Compassion. I love Kuan Yin. I actually have an angel card app of all messages from Kuan Yin, and I really do enjoy her messages. The card is Care and Compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. This is a beautiful card, and as many of you know, I love lotuses, and so the lotus is very prominent on this card, and there's some that are wide open, there are some that aren't as open, and there are some that are still closed. And so what that shows me is that there's a progression of sorts with the flowers, because some of us are more open. Some of us are just beginning our spiritual journey and we're still closed going through our experiences so that we can be more open. But there's an openness about being compassionate and caring about the things going on around you. It's really easy to get caught up in drama and to get angry. And this card speaks to me with choose to be loved, choose to come from a heart space, choose to handle things with integrity. There might be some things that test you a little bit. And so that's where the do what is right for everyone involved message comes in. And one of the things that I was talking about, especially energetically, is that some of us have been on a little bit of a short fuse because of some of the energy that we're experiencing, because again, we're being asked to shed things that no longer serve us, which brings up a lot of emotion and a lot of things that need to be healed, different circumstances and scenarios that, you know, you can probably think of several as I'm speaking to you about this. So beautiful card about remembering to come from that care and compassion space. And compassion too is, you know, offering to help and assist when you can and when it serves everybody's highest good. There's a fine line between helping and enabling, so I need to mention that to you as well. But really very, very important for us to express care and compassion about those around us whose journeys are different than our own, and respecting where people are in terms of their journey, okay? So the second card is Lady Venus. So right now we've got a lot of female strong energy. Downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. This is perfect because last week, again, I was getting a lot of feedback around people feeling more tired. Sometimes people were feeling physically affected. When I get downloads and I know there's a lot of energy moving, I actually feel like someone's pushing on my crown chakra. That's very normal for me. And I know there's some stuff going on. So what this card is doing is letting us know that we do indeed receive downloads and information. And a lot of times we receive those things while we're sleeping, just the way the energy is moving. We're being upgraded, if you will. We're almost like mini computers. And for us to receive these downloads and this information, it helps us to understand things more. But sometimes when we're receiving those downloads, it can impact us physically and emotionally because we're not always sure what's going on. So when I'm explaining these things to you, it should help you understand a little bit more why you might be feeling that way. And even as we go into this full moon week, I feel like we're going to be receiving a lot of information based on that full moon energy. And remember, the full moon is the time of releasing. So we go back to what we were speaking about in the beginning of really letting go of old habits, old patterns, and so much of that is just layered into family for generations and generations of, well, this is how my family did it, this is how I'm going to do it. And it may be a way of doing things that just does not serve you and or your family's highest good, and we have to change those things because some of that is dysfunctional, right? So we want to do what we can to make the changes. So remembering that right now we're in the downloading period, and when the card says the truth is being revealed, we are receiving more information so that we do see the truth of what is really going on around us in terms of the universe and the dimensions that surround us. So very good, interesting for us this week. Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So what this tells me is that as we're, trying to be careful, caring and compassionate, and we're receiving the information and doing our shifts, is that we're also doing what we can to share our gifts with other people. We might also receive waves of inspiration in the download period. And always remember to come from that love space. So what's interesting is a lot of times through meditation, which is prayer and meditation is so key for so many of us, that's when the waves of inspiration typically will come into us. But there are people that we'll have conversations and they'll be driving, or they're, they're in a space where they can think a little bit, and they're like, I have so many ideas coming in. So it's almost like, again, the cards tell the story that we need to live our life with as much compassion, choose to be loving, do what's best for everybody's highest good, working through integrity, knowing that we're receiving information and understanding so that we can grow, and doing all of that with grace and ease, and understanding that we're going to be receiving inspirations and ideas on how to really push us forward. So you can sit here and say, okay, Stacie, this is great stuff, but how do I move past these old habits and these old patterns? And what Paul the Venetian says, and what I love about this card, is this rose right on that heart center chakra. Again, that rose energy is just so beautiful. It's very spiritual. And again, it's that open flower, opening your heart to love and allowing things to come in so that you can indeed bloom as well. And that information will help you to evolve and grow the way that you want to, and the way that you want to move forward in your life. So I felt this is usually a pretty intense deck. It's very high vibrational, but I felt that this week we needed that. And I feel like these are fantastic messages for many of you and for us, based on what I've seen going on energetically for many of us. But there's always a different way to look at things. And so many times when we're in our life, we have a specific way we've always looked at something, the way we've always done things. And I kind of say we walk around with these blinders on, and we really have to open ourselves up to allow for new ideas and inspirations, so that we can shift our perception around how we look at life. And since many of us have done things a certain way for so long, it's hard to kind of pull out of that and figure out, how do I want to handle this? How can I shift my thinking? And I work with a lot of clients on how to do that, so that they can approach things in a different way and shift themselves, their energy, and ultimately the situations that they're in. So really very good cards, but calling us to do our work, calling us to be aware and to be ready to move forward and to do the work that we need to do, and knowing that they're there to love and support us in that process. So wonderful cards. So thank you for tuning in this week. I will be also doing an angel card reading next week as we get into the month of July. And then I'll be on vacation for a couple weeks, so we'll have a little bit of a break, but I'll remind you at that time. You can find me at MilwaukeeMedium.com. That's my website. You can schedule any session right through my website on the Schedule Now link. All of these services are there. Scheduling in August right now. Had a couple people already book in September. Take note that my summer schedule will be a little bit different than the fall schedule. I did shift some things, but that's all laid out on the website. So I appreciate you taking note of that. And as always, I appreciate your referrals. And my business is successful because of each of you. You come in, you share your experiences. Other people want to have that, their own experience. And so I thank you for sharing, letting other people know about my gifts and how maybe it can help them. So it is truly that pebble, and the impact is quite amazing. So thank you. So have a good week. Enjoy the weather. Milwaukee Summerfest season is upon us. So this week starts all of that. It's going to be super exciting. And remember to pray, ground yourself, journal, do everything you need to do. Get your angel cards out, do your own readings as well. So God bless each of you. Have a great week, and thanks for watching.